I was going to ask the question, and this is a bit personal.
Okay.
How do you manage that in your personal life?
It's a difficult one. That's why the song really resonates with me, is because we're going through that as we speak. As a father, as a husband, you have to be able to navigate through the next generation of women. And it was, I think when Tanaka and I were talking about the song and coming up, we wanted to really also focus on something like that with regards to understanding that times are changing, and it was very important to be able for us to be able to understand how to change with that time, because some of us, our upbringing is very hard and very strict. We are from men's men, as you would call
Absolutely.
it, and now we're in international waters. We're not back home where it's a specific way. And communities also tend to be able to kind of steer in one direction if you're really in that strong community. But now we're living in an environment where anyone can be everyone, and people having that kind of mindset, we also have to be able to kind of progress with that, And I think that was one of the most, it's difficult, but we're going through that right now. And it's an interesting journey.
I'd say it's definitely a limbo, isn't it? Between, you got the culture shift coming from back home, because we're all from Zimbabwe.
That's it.
And you guys don't know this, but before this, we were just chatting about where we grew up. Yeah. So we're going to talk about that in a bit. But it's that there's two things there, right? Because you have to deal with the fact that you didn't grow up here.
Yeah.
So you adapt to the culture that's here.
That's it.
And while you're doing that, you also try to adapt to, okay, how do I build relationships with people that are not from my culture as well, right? So that's got to be one of the hardest things.
Yes, it does. You just hit it on the nail. Branching out to different kind of cultures and communities also brings its own set of rules and regulations, and it's just being able to kind of finesse through that. It's not been easy, but it has to be done, because if you need to, for the sake of momentum and progression, you got to be able to give and take in the relationship, Yeah. But we're just like, hey, shaudaro.
That's the song says, shaudaro. No, I love it, man. So let's take it back, rewind a little bit, and let's talk about your journey. Where did you start from in music?
I started singing and performing on stage at the age of 3 years old. Wow. Where your dad would call you and say, you've got uncles and aunts. You know how your parents want to show you.
Yeah.
So it started like that. My brother and I, we kicked off like that. But I think we took it, officially and professionally in 2004, 2005. We had a hit single called Nikati Hello featuring Decibel from Zimbabwe.
Oh wow, I remember this.
And that song did an amazing thing for us. But at the time that it blew up, we were already leaving to come to England. And obviously one of our reasons for coming to England was to pursue the music career. So we joined a couple of competitions, X Factor. We won a competition called Live and Unsigned. And it took off from there. We were just very lucky and in a position to be able to perform with the greats from Neo, Donnell Jones, Cisco. Yeah, we were opening for them. So for us, it was the best opportunity to be able to perform with people that we used to look up to, and say, oh my God, and see how they finessed their way through the industry, and such humble guys, and, always had a lot of, things to help us progress. And went like that for a very long time. And then 2012, my brother had to come back because my mom was ill. So I had to now think about going solo. And it was a interesting conversation with myself to say, because I've always been with my brother, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
It was kind of a difficult one, but I knew for the sake of momentum, I needed to continue and do the solo thing. And I've been lucky enough and fortunate enough to be working with so many different people, along the way, and meeting with youngsters like this, like Tanaka, who are the next generation in Zimbabwean music. It was now time to be able to part my knowledge to the next generation, and this kid is going places, trust me. So I'm just happy to be able to still be on this journey and help the next generation come up. Do you know what I mean?